it. I think the
Please,
government
yeah.
has a moral obligation to protect innocent life when confronted with the question of someone intervening to end that life.
All right.
So if a police officer standing idly by and he sees someone on the side of the street and someone is going by to about to kill them, the police officer, being an agent of the government, has a moral right to intervene.
I'm sorry, I do have to take like a little bit of a caveat here. So the behavior of the police officers in the Uvalde shooting was disgusting.
Oh, I totally agree.
Do you believe? Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
but guess what? I'm consistent. The cowardice that happened at Uvalde is the cowardice we allow to happen when there's 1 million abortions in our country every single year.
All right, okay.
Which is standing idly by when children unspeakably get massacred.
I don't know. I think there's a bit of a difference, and the analogy that I usually use, or
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel at Peace and Makeover. Today I'm joined with me. We're going to be checking out Charlie King debates a pro-choice woman. Okay, we just finished checking out a pro-choice man, and this is a woman, so it's going to be interesting. So without further ado, let's get started.
thank you so much for coming out here and for like facing disagreements first, I guess. I really appreciate it. All right, I had another question coming up here, but the bait is there and I have to take it.
Okay.
So I am also pro-choice,
Okay.
and I was wondering how, like, you said to the previous dude back there that the government, in cases where human life is at risk, should step in through any means necessary, be it through mandates, be it through bans, things like that, right?
Again, that was a hypothetical answer. Let me clarify it. I think the
Please,
government
yeah.
has a moral obligation to protect innocent life when confronted with the question of someone intervening to end that life.
All right.
So if a police officer standing idly by and he sees someone on the side of the street and someone is going by to about to kill them, the police officer, being an agent of the government, has a moral right to intervene.
I'm sorry, I do have to take like a little bit of a caveat here. So the behavior of the police officers in the Uvalde shooting was disgusting.
Oh, I totally agree.
Do you believe? Okay,
Yeah,
sweet.
but guess what? I'm consistent. The cowardice that happened at Uvalde is the cowardice we allow to happen when there's 1 million abortions in our country every single year.
All right, okay.
Which is standing idly by when children unspeakably get massacred.
I don't know. I think there's a bit of a difference, and the analogy that I usually use, or the question that I usually ask pro-life people, is, do you believe that the government should mandate organ donation, even in cases of like things like donating your kidney? Or right now we have a policy where even after death, if you have like religious things where you have to.
Okay.
That's not you.
No. Where, your whole body has to be intact in order for like burial rites and things like that to happen. We say that you shouldn't have to donate your organs, but the pro-life case seems to extend to the idea that even people who are living should have to give up their kidneys to people in hospitals, maybe, who need kidneys.
Well, I don't quite see it that way.
Okay.
But
What makes a uterus different?
Well, first of all, again, in 99.67% of the cases, the woman made a choice that could
And
potentially.
what about those 0.4%? What do you think should happen then?
Oh, I think the baby should be delivered, of course, because I'll give you an example. Let me just prove it to you. If I had 2 ultrasounds, and one of them was a baby conceived in rape, and one was a baby conceived in consensual sex,
Well, of course.
which one is it?
You can't tell the
Same,
difference.
I do.
But you can't tell because they're both human beings. And in Western morality, of which I'm defending tonight, doing something wrong after something evil is never the right thing.
So,
Two
do you
wrongs
think
can
that
make
government
a
should
right.
mandate organ donations?
No, and I think it's a false equivalency.
Yes.
That's
For more
It is.
reasons than one, for a lot of different reasons. By the question of, do I think the government should come in and protect innocent life from being slaughtered? Of course I do. Yes. And that's the answer. So, I mean, when it comes to mandating organ donations, I don't even see how that's applicable to the question. Because in 99.6% of the cases, 6-7% of the cases, the mother made a choice to be able to get pregnant. Now, in the very small micron kind of case, then the case is that the human life and the human being needs to exist. They need to be able to exist.
All right, I'm going to argue that different forms of birth control have like different forms of like effectiveness, and someone could be like potentially on birth control using those control methods. and it fails, is that
Then
just
you
a
still
risk?
get
that, like,
the baby.
someone
Yeah,
could
so
die
I'm going to say
You
something.
choose to have sex.
This is how far our morality has gone. We need to teach kids to save themselves for marriage. And
Thank you.
a lot of these problems wouldn't be having. And if you do decide to engage in consensual marriage before sex before marriage and you get pregnant, that's the cost of the game.
All right. Okay.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Because, like, the way people are just making look and say, okay, if I made this mistake, so can't I just take it out? No. No, you can't. Because it's a different thing if you made a mistake that affects just your life. But someone's life is in there. We all went through. No one on earth came to this world except Jesus Christ. Even Jesus Christ even came through a woman's womb. No one on earth came to this world that wasn't formed. No one. So we all went through that process. And if you want to take a baby out of there, you are killing the child. The only instant I feel like is morally justified for you to take a child out is only if it is life-threatening. Only if you don't take it out, you're going to die. Other than that, you should give birth to that baby, especially when you choose to go through that by yourself. You choose to have unprotected sex. You choose to have sex, and by the annoying fact that your family planning failed, you end up being pregnant. Some women are so fertile that even on family planning, they get pregnant. And if you're married and you've gotten pregnant 1, 2, 3 times, even when you're on family planning, you should do something else. Either you tie your womb or your husband go for a vasectomy. Like, there are different, multiple ways to avoid getting pregnant. And 2, you can abstain from sex. You can actually. That is actually the best option. If you abstain for sex, there's no way in hell you're going to get pregnant. Yeah, abstinence work. 100%. I don't know, it looks like I'm being annoying at a point, but when it comes to abortion and stuff, like, I know how it works. I know how, like, especially when it's not an early abortion, even with early abortion, still you're killing a child. The moment you find out that you're pregnant, a child's heartbeat is already beating. Like, you can hear the baby's heartbeat. I remember when I was in 100 level, the lecturer was like, if any of you get pregnant, please come to me. Come to us. Don't abort. Like, the way this man was so emotional about it, and please don't call him a misogynist, he's not. He was so emotional about it because he have read everything about children, about pregnancy and everything. He knows the moment you find out you're pregnant, your baby heartbeat is already beating. Like, your baby is already, like, he's already there, she's already there. The baby have already been formed. So how can you take someone else's life because it will inconvenience yours? You made a decision, and I feel we should all be willing to live by what we created. Especially when you genuinely just had unprotected sex. What do you think?
Actually, speaking of abortion again, it's something that we all know how to avoid. Imagine you seeing something you know that you how do I put it, if you finish doing this thing, the disadvantage in it is so much, and the advantage in it is less. What is good for you, not for you to just avoid it and look for something else more better for your life. Just like what they say, 90% of young ladies out there and young men out there, the abortion risk is too much in this generation. As in, it's getting to something like as if everybody is just here to just feel what pregnancy is, feel what having sex looks like, and just remove what is in. If that's what is actually your plan in this life, then what are you here for? The person that gave it to you, was the person so stupid to bring into this world?
Don't create an
So
environment
don't
you can't
just
live in.
all of a sudden you just wake up, go and meet a guy. Imagine you not avoiding a polluted environment, and you're thinking that you will not get polluted.
It's just like you just having unprotected sex and you get HIV and you're
Yes,
mad at the
yes.
world.
Why are you mad at? Why are you mad at?
It's a different thing if you get it from rape.
Yes.
But you
Another
just
one
cut
to be
it.
less, to be more understandable. I think people will be like, let us be in her shoes. This is the same thing we do. But just imagine you just sitting up on your own. You just stand up and just want to just do something, just want to just feel like a bad girl, like a bad boy. You want to just
And
feel
then you be
some
like,
energies, and later you might be regretting your life and be like, oh my
oh, they
god, I
don't
made a
regret
very
it. They'll
big
be like,
mistake.
oh, I made the right choice by aborting the baby because
No,
I
as
can't
in,
be able to
I
take
was
care of
trying
them.
to like when they are done, they'll not be like, they'll be telling the guy, why do you not use this? Why don't you use this? But later they'll be like,
What's why you
when
doing
they are
doing the
bought
act?
it, when they are bought it, they're like, I made the right choice. After all, he will not take care of the child. I will not be like, what's wrong with you? I used to have
How can you have unprotected sex
Sex.
with someone that you don't think you get married
Married
with,
to.
someone that you don't have plans with, someone that you think that they are not responsible, and you let them inside of you?
and later they'll be like, I don't expect that kind of thing to happen.
Nah.
And sometimes before you make an action, just reason it in so many angles, in so many levels, and be like, oh my god, what is this? What is it? As in reason some things in a way that people, at least even though you speak, they'll be able to understand it from actually in a point. Nothing you are saying, so the people that look at it like someone that doesn't have sense, people that as in they will asking you, are you okay? As in, is your upstairs,
We
is
all
it
make
complete?
mistakes in this life,
I know
but
everybody all make mistake, but this abortion
getting
of a case is just
nah,
like a
it shouldn't be
mistake.
part of your mistake.
If they say you are drunk and you got pregnant, that one again is a little bit
That's
understanding.
understandable.
If you,
But
you
no,
have
it's not
got to-
understandable.
they will-
Except you were drugged. How would you
Yes.
sit down and get
you
drunk?
drink like that and you don't think that those boys there, as in they're not your brothers, either are they people responsible enough that they can take you home, dress you up? As in, just imagine you going to a party and you just opened your legs, started drinking, and you be like nothing will happen. Is that not so irritating?
I just feel most times we make mistakes in life, but at the end of the day, let's be able to own up to our mistake and let's be able to create solutions to it without harming any other person. But this was a wonderful video, and we'd love to see more videos like this. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our videos. See you in the next one. Bye.